grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I came back to New York as soon as I could, and I've been here since. We would come here as a kids. When we weren't living here, everything was New York based. It was all New York centric. It didn't matter what it was. When I was 13-ish, I would sneak on a train and come to the city and just completely skip school and come down here. I would hide. Now I gotta wait for someone to kind of walk by. That's really good. And now, because I see it, nobody is gonna walk by. How many people just walk by us? 10, 15, and now nothing. Oh, that's perfect. When did I pick up street? I think I picked it up like late 2019. I started taking it kind of seriously. Illustration was always my first interest, and I always liked the arts. I would go to museums. I always liked Caravaggio because of the way he used light and the way he painted people. You know, it was a still scene, but there was a lot of dynamic movement even in the stillness. I like the implied more than the literal. When I started street photography, that kind of informed what I shot. But yeah, I just wish people would just keep going. Everyone's always like, "Oh, you got the shot?" I'm like, Go. You're ruining it by stopping. You know, it's just, I was waiting for you to go and you stopped, you know. I'm in IT. I'm a project manager, but I'm an artist. First, that's like my love is art. My job pays the bills. You know, when you work in information technology, that is not a creative bunch, man. I've always had art as an outlet. I always kind of used my day job to fund my artistic interests. So like, when I shoot film, it just makes me shoot different junk sometimes.
Full out film right now?
Yeah, of course. I always bring a roll with me because it just makes me slow down a little bit. Today's selection is Lomachrome Metropolis.
What's your favorite roll?
You know, once upon a time I would have said this because it's got the muted colors but the reds and the blues kind of pop. Yeah. But everything else is really muted and moody. But I gotta say, man, the Cinestill 400, I love it, man.
You shoot 800 at night?
Yeah. 850D I like too, but 400 I find I can shoot all day.
Yeah.
Like day or night, just looks awesome. I think it's kind of polarizing. I was reading some junk and some people were complaining about they didn't like the yellows or the oranges, or everyone kind of goes to I think everybody kind of, for the night, everyone kind of likes those cool tones from 800.
Yeah.
And I get it because it's beautiful, but I love 400, man. And if I wasn't down to like my second or third last roll, then I probably would have brought some, but I've got like 10 of these left, so we're shooting this. This thing is a beauty because I'm just load it up. I usually set it to 400 and then put it on aperture and manual occasionally when I want to adjust stuff, and I go to town. And actually I'm gonna get this right here. This is like film photo heaven, because I can, not that it won't look good digital, but that's gonna look awesome on film, man. It's just, yeah, the lights coming down, and the way I frame it, it's like the lights are kind of lined up with the scaffolding.
Right.
Not scaffolding, the fire escape, and then you got the rooftops. Ah, I missed the bird, son of a.
He comes up for.
He's got a little bit of rain.
Hops. No. Oh. That light is beautiful, man. Jesus. Sorry, sweetheart. It's just a really nice photo. She's like, this weirdo. Like, I'm so sorry. So, the story behind my IG handle. So, sang-froid is an old French phrase. I don't think it gets used a lot anymore. If you took like a word-to-word translation into English, it would be cold-blooded. But in the French language, sang-froid usually carries like the implication that you're kind of like cool, calm, collected, even in the face of like danger. And then strut is just, it's a confident walk. So together, sang-froid strut, cool, calm, collected under pressure, confident walk, just kind of fits my personality. The nice part about film is even though it costs $1 million to get it developed, there's no color grading involved. So once I get the shot back, outside of a crop or maybe some exposure adjustment if I blew it a little bit, I'm done. It's beautiful, you know. You know, I guess maybe for night I like digital more. It's a little more forgiving and I have a lot more latitude to how dark it is to get a shot I like. For the rest of the time in the day up until sunset, man, film is just it's beautiful, but it's not cheap. The first one is on 6th Ave, 42nd. It was just a year ago, I think, when we had the last really serious snowstorm we had, that blizzard. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I took this shot. I had my telephoto. Title I put is actually the title of a Jean Miro painting. It's in English, it's This Is the Color of My Dreams. And the painting looks completely different, but there's blue. It's like real abstract. It's like a couple of lines with a blue stripe. And I almost had the painting in mind when I took the photo. That was kind of like my thought process behind it, and that's one of my favorites. The guy with the umbrella, the invisible pedestrian.
Yep.
That's actually shot through 2 panes of glass on a corner in the rain in the evening, just when the lights were coming on everywhere. It was a slow shutter. And I called it the invisible pedestrian. It's pretty close to what I was really seeing, so I didn't want to mess with it too much. I am obsessed with bus windows and the reflections off the front. You can see the whole city in those bus windows, man. You get these crazy reflections. I kind of stood out off the corner, so he kind of thought I was gonna run. And as soon as I had his attention, that's a one shot. And I was really trying to time it, so it said Harlem, 147th Street, because before that, it said not in service. I wanted to be decisive, like, yo, this is in New York.